Okay, so welcome everybody. It is time for our live webinar. We're going to be talking about some great stuff. This is the Scanner Group, and I want to teach you a little bit of a strategy. I want to talk to you about a service that I think is going to be very helpful for you, and I'm just really excited to go through all this material with you. So, like I said, I want to get down to the nitty-gritty. I want to just, I don't want to keep you guys here waiting a long time. I want to dial in and drill down to why we're all here, which is, number one, to make friends. Okay, maybe that's why I'm here. You guys are good people, so I want to be friends with you guys. But we're all here to learn something about trading and to make a little bit more money at it. And that is a good thing. So that being the case, today we're going to talk about the Forex Scanner Group. And I'm going to tell you a little bit more about what that is. Let's just spend a moment. I want to make sure that everybody kind of knows who you're talking to, who this person is on the other side of the computer making a lot of noise. But I want to make sure that you guys also understand that I do my best to provide the best value and the highest quality material I can for you guys, and to crunch in 16, 17 years worth of trading experience into kind of a comfortable, understandable package. And it's challenging, but it's a great thing that I love to do. So right now, we're going to talk about how to trade Forex more profitably, but more specifically in less time, like 15 minutes a day or less. And we're going to use a very high probability setup. And so what I want to try to do, I'm getting ahead of myself here, but what I want to make sure that everybody understands is I'm a trader. I look at everything. I trade every market. I trade stocks. I trade cryptocurrencies. I trade options. Obviously, I trade Forex, very full time. I do a lot of trading. I trade everything. And there's so many ways to approach all of this. And one thing that I have noticed over and over and over again is people saying, man, I'm doing this, I'm doing that, I'm doing everything, I'm doing 10 things, I'm doing one thing. I don't know what I'm doing. And it causes some confusion. And that can be a little bit tricky. So I'm going to show you today. Stay with us till the end of the webinar. Like I said, it's going to be quick. I'd like this to be a 30-minute webinar. I want to get you guys in and out and on with your day, because what I have to say is going to be direct, and it's not going to include a lot of fluff, and I want to make sure that you can just get the point of what we're trying to offer here. So stay till the end. I'm going to show you a technique, and I'm going to have a very special offer for you that I think you're going to like a lot. So let's get right down to it. Just so you know, once again, who I am, what I'm all about. I am Jared Johnson, and here's the crew. So everything that I do, basically, I do with my family, because that's why I have the job that I have. I want to be able to spend time with my family. I want to be able to not be stuck in an office constantly and doing a bunch of crazy stuff. And so every spare moment I have, I love to go places with my family. This is us in a baseball game. We're watching the Dodgers and the Mariners play just recently, actually. I guess it's been a couple months now, maybe 2 months ago. And in case any healthy people are out there, yes, I do give my son soda from time to time. I think that's bad parenting. It might even be borderline child abuse, but you know what? Bring on the cavities. Bo said he'd help me out with the cavities. Is that right, Bo? Is that still the case, Mr. Dr. Dennis Bo? So okay, good. So this is us, and here's another thing that worries people is we let my daughter, who's 6, hold my baby, who's not 6 months yet. She does a bang-up job. Hasn't dropped her yet, so we're in business. So anyways, that's the crew. That's the family. Good times. I want to do a root canal on my wife. That sounds enticing. Nothing wrong with a good root canal from time to time. Oh, that's great. So that's a little bit of the family, the background. This is me. A lot of people say I look like a weirdo in this picture. I don't really know what to say to that. I guess I do a little bit. I've been trading for 16 years. I've been training people and running a trade group and consulting and speaking and attending and presenting at a million different things for 10 years or so. Time's flying, 10 or 11 or 12 years. Been trading for 16, 17, 18 years. Good grief. It's all cruising by so quick. But I'm Jared Johnson, and I'm super happy to be with you guys today. What is our goal, guys? Can anybody tell me what our goal is? Because I've got it right here in front of you in case you don't know. Anybody know what our goal is? What's our goal as traders? Dollar bills or yen bills or pound bills. Yes, making money, guys. What's right? Heather, thank you. Jim, thank you. Yeah, making money is our goal. That's what we're here for. Because we want to make money so that we can have a little bit more freedom, so that we can do the things that we want to do a little bit more frequently instead of be stuck making money. I have a really good friend of mine. I have a lot of friends that actually do this. I live in Southern California. There's a lot of big companies, a lot of big industries. I have one friend that works from like 7:30 a.m. to like 9 p.m. every day. And sometimes we can get him out of the office by 6:30 to go get the guys together to, go hit some golf balls at the range or whatever. But he's pretty much on the 14-hour-a-day schedule, works for a big company. He makes a lot of money, which is awesome. He has no freedom or time to spend that money. And so we want money so that we can have freedom, because money doesn't buy happiness, but it sure buys freedom, and freedom tends to buy a lot of happiness. And so it's an indirect relationship. So we're here to make money trading, and that's the goal. What is our challenge? What is our challenge in trading? Well, yes, the golden handcuffs. That's right. They get you. Those golden handcuffs really get you, bro. That's for sure. So what is our challenge in trading? And our challenge is the fact that we have two things in the way. I'll just tell a personal experience here, personal details. I have 3 kids that are 6 and under. So anybody that has 1 kid or 2 kids or 3 kids immediately says, "Oh, you're in the thick of it." And yes, I sure am. So if anybody doesn't think that I understand life getting in the way of trading, think again. I have done more trading sessions. I'm almost in the. I don't know why a kid's not sitting on my lap right now. Which I love. I love my kids being around me. But yeah, I understand that part very, very well. So 2 things happen, and this is what I hear from hundreds and even thousands of traders. They're lacking a specific strategy, and life is busy. It's kind of this double whammy that gets really challenging, right? I don't really know which approach I want to take. I don't have enough time to become an expert. I read the Malcolm Gladwell book, and I don't have 10,000 hours to put into this. All probably true things. Here's one thing that's also true, is that all of us that are whatever the age we are right now are going to be whatever age we're going to be next year, and we're going to be whatever age we're going to be the year after that, and the year after that, and the year after that. And it's a good thing. We should probably be picking up a few skills and techniques along the way, right? So I want to just really implant that into you to remind everybody time is passing regardless, and as time passes, we want to make sure that we pick up something from it. And so a lot of people say, I don't have time because I'm busy, and there are literally a million strategies to trade and a million strategies to profitably trade, by the way. I do not claim to have the only correct way to trade by a long stretch. In fact, I use a bunch of different strategies myself to trade, and a lot of them are great, and they work in different conditions and different situations, and I use them when I have different goals. Do I want to just make some quick money right now? Am I looking for the long-term push? What's going on? So lacking a specific strategy, and then life getting in the way. So many people tell me they work long hours and they do all this stuff, and I get it. I have little kids. It's busy. Life's crazy. And so these are kind of the big challenges we face as traders. What can those challenges lead to? Well, hopefully not putting your fist through your laptop, but it looks pretty cool. So probably pretty painful as well, but that's a way to go. So these challenges lead to frustrations, giving up, excuses, right? And excuses are probably my number one thing that I get. And by the way, guys, regarding excuses, I'm probably the best excuse maker of them all. So you can't tell me one I haven't heard or used myself, probably. So we don't ever want people to get to a point where trading becomes frustrating, or where you just want to give up, and you've put in all this time and energy and effort and money, and now you're just going to throw it all away because I couldn't figure it out, right? I couldn't get there. I couldn't make this work. So we don't want that. We don't want that. But this is a very common thing that happens, and I watch it happen, constantly, right? So the result is we end up running on empty, and we lose money, and life is too crazy. And guess what? I'll pick this up later. You know, I read this really interesting financial book about how everybody views retirement, right? And it showed that like an overwhelming amount said, I'll handle retirement later. You know, and these were like 30-year-olds, right? Who should really be thinking about retirement now so that when it comes, that it's an easy process. People say, I'll handle it later. I'll do it in a minute. Yeah, Jim, just a minute, just a minute. Bo, wait, do you have a baby coming, Bo? I probably have one coming. I don't even know about it yet, but it's probably on the way. Okay, all right. No more babies for me. I think I'm done. 3 have been wonderful and plenty. So anyways, we have this mentality of we'll figure it out later. It'll be fine later. That is the overwhelming attitude of everybody for everything, right? Do it later, do it later, do it later. And there are a few that don't do it later, that don't do it at all, or they do it now. But the overwhelming majority is that do it later. And trading takes that place very often, right? Do it later. But what we're doing is we're missing out on a super excellent opportunity to learn something now so that later it's easy, right? It's kind of like waiting till you have a heart attack to decide you should eat healthy or exercise, you know? Probably later is not going to be very good. So we want to make sure that the learning curve actually isn't too steep. We want to make sure that that's the case. And we want to make sure that people think that they can actually get this, because you can understand trading and you can learn later, but there's a lot of risk that comes with that. We don't like risk. We're traders. We like calculated risk, and that is an uncalculated risk. Life is crazy now. I imagine life will always be crazy, right? These are all the things that I just hear on a regular basis when it comes to trading. Everybody wants to trade. A lot of people put a lot of money and a lot of time and a lot of energy into it. And then just, you know, that's it. Adios. And so what we want to make sure of is that we are, that we're, you know, taking some proactive steps here. That's going to be number one. So guys, I'm here to help. I am here to help. Help me help you, right? So what I get, guys, is the 2 biggest requests I get in the trade group, in emails, in text messages, in all the things that I've done with everybody for a long time is these 2 things in particular, right? I want to trade a specific, simple method. That's it. I can't do 50 different approaches. And that's why I have a premium trade group, right? And we go at the market from many different approaches, many different approaches. And there's so many people that say, oh, I just kind of like this and I always skip that, or I just like that and I always skip this, or I do all of them, or I do none of them, or whatever. Because my current premium trade group that many of you guys know about is aimed at short and long-term trades and approaching the market from many different strategies. And it's really directed more towards, you know, people that have a little bit more time to trade, people that are more interested in being somewhat, you know, semi full-time to full-time trading. And so I have a trade group that's very involved for that. But there's so many people out there that say, I just need a simple, specific method and I need to spend less time trading. I want to trade, but I don't have the time to trade, and I need to do something that's going to take less time. And so I've taken that to heart, and I've thought to myself, what can we do to create more time so that we can have more time for this, right? We want to have, because again, guys, the goal is to trade, make money, and have more time to spend with our family, to have fun, to enjoy life, and to do those things that we're all here to do, right? I am an avid roller skater, by the way, so I'm fierce at it. Don't come up against me on the roller rink, because it'll go down. But we want to be able to have more time for this, right? But we still want to be able to participate in the markets. Participating in the markets is absolutely the goal. And so I thought to myself, how can we really just focus on trading in 15 minutes a day or less, 10 minutes a day or less, 20 minutes a day or less? How much time do you have? How much can we fit in here? So again, I have a premium trade group, and I've had one with daytradersfx.com for a very, very long time. For 10 plus years, I've had a premium trade group. And what I do in that group, as I mentioned, is we approach the market from every angle. And I post videos every day. We do webinars multiple times per week. I'm posting trade updates and alerts 24 hours a day, all throughout the day. There's a lot of activity there, and it's a great group, and it's the core group to everything here. This is where I put in all my best material, and everything that I can learn and figure out and teach you guys, I put through the premium trade group. But again, it is meant for traders that have probably more than 15 minutes a day to trade, right? Now, you can do it on less than 15 minutes a day, but you're definitely going to miss out on a whole lot. So I thought, how can I put something together that is going to just be heavily focused on that? So trading in less time and having a specific strategy. So I thought to myself, the first thing that I have to do and I have to put together for everybody is the idea in your head and in everyone's head that we need to stop trading what isn't there, right? And that's what happens. Honestly, trading too much is a big problem. So those that have too much time to trade, like all day to trade, and maybe lack a strategy or lack a plan, can get themselves into a lot of trouble. And likewise, those that are disciplined and have a strategy and have a plan, but don't have enough time to trade every day, you're probably not going to get yourself in trouble, but you're going to miss a lot of good trades. You're going to have a hard time managing your positions. It's just going to be a challenge, right? So the first thing that we need to think about is we need to stop trading things that aren't there. And that means getting into trades that don't have very clear, very specific rules, right? So important, so important. What I want to do is talk to you guys about a simple trading strategy. Now, many of you guys are familiar with this, and so stay with me because there's something really important that I'm going to say and demonstrate here. But I want to talk to you about a strategy that has never done me wrong. And this is a strategy based around the 200 exponential moving average and pivot points, and it's a pretty simple setup. This is what the scanner group that I am discussing today will be focused around, right? A simple one-step strategy. Let's look at an example or two on the charts. Here, for the sake of time here, let's just look at one example. Here was the the Euro CAD. This was Euro CAD. This was a trade we did in the group, and this is this entire strategy, right? It's on a 15-minute chart. The strategy that I'm going to talk to you about works on the 1-minute chart, the 5-minute chart, the 15-minute chart, the 1-hour chart, the 4-hour chart, even the daily chart, but that's a really, really long-term kind of situation. So the bread and butter probably happens on the 15 and 30-minute charts quite a bit, although there's great, fantastic strategy or setups on the 1 and 5-minute charts. So let me just show you this this 15-minute chart. The three things that we look for is here is my 200 exponential moving average, right? The market's running down, it's doing its thing, it's going for it. And what ends up happening? We end up getting into an overextended situation, right? Now, maybe we're trading with the trend and we're doing some things and all that, and then we're making money on the way down. My strategy will give you very clear signals of when a trend, short-term, medium-term, long-term, is over, right? When a trend is coming to an end. Because what we start to have happen is we start to go long periods of time without touching this 200 moving average. We got pretty close right there, but it didn't touch. And unless it touches, it doesn't count. So it didn't touch the 200 moving average, and it didn't touch, and it didn't touch, and it didn't touch, and it didn't touch again. So we start to get a bar count. And I've done extensive studies on the bar counts. I go back, years on these bar counts. I've looked over all the bar counts on all the time frames and all the currency pairs, and they're different, but there's definitely some underlying themes. And so we have some details on that. But the bar count, meaning how long this goes without touching the 200 moving average. So it's just that simple. How many candlesticks or bars, candlesticks we'll say, how many candlesticks has it been since it touched the 200 moving average? Well, I'll tell you right here. That was the touch, missed right here, and then it doesn't touch again until over here. See that bar count or that candlestick count? 465 right down there. Everyone see that okay? Phil, can you see that all right? So that's 465 bars right there. Now, what that tells us is this is getting extended, right? That tells me if I'm trading with the trend, I need to be getting out. I need to absolutely be getting out. If I'm not in this trade because I just didn't want to trade it or whatever, then that tells me that I may have an opportunity to start trading a reversal. So it's an end of trend indicator for trend traders. It is a reversal indicator for reversal traders. Now that's one thing, right? So now I have a 200 moving average that hasn't been touched in 465 bars. look what I have right here as well. These are pivot points. Now, every chart will have a pivot point, right? Whether you use MetaTrader or anything else, they'll all have pivot points. So if you're saying, wow, where do I get these pivot points from? Well, you just get them from your chart. I can help you out with those as well, but they're just a good old indicator that have been around for a long time. But the way that I use pivot points is a little bit different. So there is 3 consecutive pivot points that have not been touched. So now what I have is a bar count. This hasn't touched the 200 moving average in an extended period of time. And again, I have these statistics that tell me how often it should touch the moving average. And on top of that, I now have multiple consecutive missed daily pivot points. So that's telling me, all right, if I'm a trend trader, I'm definitely starting to close this puppy up to take some profit. This is a trade we took in the group, by the way. And those of you that were in the group when we took this trade, you'll remember it because it was a great trade. So we took this trade, but multiple pivot points, a high candlestick count, just meaning from touch to touch on the 200 moving average. And then what else did we have? This was running down to a significant level. See those lows right there? Do you guys see where those lows are? Everyone see that number? We started hitting this level. That's 150 on the dot. And in fact, it bottomed out right at 150.11. So everybody that's familiar with round numbers, now round numbers are not just it. We're looking for support or resistance levels. 150 happened to be a round number. It happened to be a level that the EuroCAD had reacted against in the past. And we were able to see that on the daily chart, the weekly chart. But now we had this high probability level, this level that we're looking to, hold, that if we were just doing nothing else other than trading levels, we'd say, hey, that's a great level to bounce off of. Because it's 150, it's a round number, it's a big support level. It goes back years and years on the daily chart. Boom. So we've got a level, we have a support level. We have multiple missed pivot points that's telling us the market is incredibly out of balance. It's gone down too far, too long, too fast. And we have a bar count or a candlestick count, meaning this has not touched the 200 moving average in a fairly extended period of time. Now, this is a 15-minute chart, and that represents about a week of this going down. So what do? We take a trade up, and we target the 200 moving average, and we target the third of the 3 consecutive daily pivot points. And what do we end up with? A very high probability trade. Phil, I'm absolutely explaining the rules right this moment. So these are the rules, right? We need a high bar count. We need multiple missed pivots, and we need a strong level of support or resistance to trade from. Now, I'm going to go over this a little bit more, so patience. Are you guys with me? Is everybody understanding what I'm talking about here? This making sense, guys? I want to make sure I get questions. Yes, good, excellent. So these are the simple rules, and they really are that simple. Now, there's some trading details that can really help make this trade setup a little bit better. All these trades work. The market has to come back and hit that 200 EMA. But if we see a lot of major strength happening on the CAD, right, and a lot of major weakness happening on the Euro, we're going to be extra cautious. We're going to be extra careful. We're going to let that bar count get higher. We're going to let that push lower. We're going to be more patient with it. We're going to be more careful about our entry. So there's a few outside things that will help make this trade better. But as you can see, and again, there are some people in this webinar right now that were in the trade group when we took this trade. Chris, I feel like you took this trade, Chris. Did you take this trade? I feel like you did. I know there were several people in here that were in the trade group when we took this. Yes. Yeah. Oh, Rob, there we go. Good. Yes, got in as well. Okay, excellent. So we have several people in here that got into this, and it was a super easy, super excellent, super fantastic trade. So what it did is it ran up like a champ, and away we go. So it was really, really good. Excellent. So that's the strategy. Let's talk about this for a second. The setup, again, is simple. Bar counts. But we need to know what those bar counts are. Now, I'll give you kind of a round number. We want to wait for at least 400 bars on the 15-minute chart. Now it's different on the 30-minute chart. It's different on the 1 hour chart. It's different on the 5-minute chart. It's different on the 4-hour chart. But on the 15-minute chart, that's kind of our bread and butter, right? So that is we want to wait for at least 400 candlesticks. And you can see that this thing hit 400 right here. So look, it started bottoming out. Hadn't hit the 200 moving average, hits 400 right here, takes another stab, makes a double bottom, and runs from 150.11 up to 150.45 at the 200 EMA. But because we had 3 consecutive missed pivots, that's also a target for us as well, which takes us all the way up to 151.13. So that was a 100 pip run. We ran up 100 pips without hardly taking a breath. And we ended up getting a weekly pivot in there, which helped. And ultimately ended up making almost a 200 pip run in a very, very short amount of time. It's a 15-minute chart. It happened over about a 24-hour period, probably. Phil just know that the bar count that we want to see on a 15-minute chart is 400. That's low to average, and that's pretty much where we take trades. Now there are going to be other situations where we take trades with lower bar counts, but it'll be because other circumstances are better, worse, different, And again, that's where some expertise in this field will come from. So 400 is what we want to see on the low end on the 15-minute chart. If we see something that's at 500 bars and there's a good distance between the current bar count and the moving average, and we have missed pivot points and we're coming up against a big level, whether support or resistance, we have ourselves a very high probability trade. Now, everybody in the trade group here that follows the specific instructions makes money on this setup. I've never lost money on this setup. I've come out at break even a couple of times, but I've never lost money on this setup. And those that follow the setup carefully will make money time and time and time again. This is the most high probability setup that I have ever seen, ever used, ever anything, really. So it's really, really excellent. And it just comes down to this simple thing. Bar count on the 15-minute chart, 400 plus. Find a big support or resistance level. And we're going to look for that big support and resistance level on daily charts and weekly charts and whatever chart we need to go to that's big enough that could really cause a bounce. We're going to target the 200 EMA and missed pivot points. Now, I have a course. In fact, I have a couple of courses, and you guys will have heard of these, probably. There's the Forex Scanner. And the Forex Scanner is a great, great course, and it talks in great detail about this strategy on all the time frames. I have a course called the 15-minute trade, and it talks about this strategy just as it pertains to the 15-minute chart with a slightly different indicator. But these both focus on the same methodology, the same ultra high probability trade, the same everything. So these Forex Scanner trades and these 15-minute trades are ultra successful. They're ultra high probability, and they work like a dream. They literally work so super well. Now, a challenge that we've had is people buy this course and they say, okay, I'm making some money on these trades, but it's such a new strategy that I don't know if I'm getting it. I think I need more help. I think I need more webinars. I think I need more of a whole bunch of stuff because this is such a great setup. And after only hundreds and hundreds of those emails of saying, give me more, and hundreds, I've sold 1,000 plus of these, and everybody loves it, and everyone is satisfied, but there have been enough people that have said, I want more, I need more. And for that reason, I've decided that it was time to take this simple strategy, bar count, support and resistance, pivot points, and turn it into something very focused and very excellent that I'm going to call the Scanner Trade Group. Now, this is separate from my current premium trade group. My current premium trade group looks at scanner trades and 15-minute trades and every other kind of trade and every other kind of market as well. This group is going to be focused solely on taking short, medium, and long-term trades as they relate to the 15-minute, or excuse me, to the 200 moving average trade, which is bar count, support and resistance levels, missed pivot points. Now, it's that simple, but a lot of people have had trouble getting into these trades and making the most out of them and how to manage them the best. And so it's not that the course is lacking anything. It's not that anybody is a bad trader or can't learn this. It's that it's a very new setup. It's something that is a little bit counterintuitive from what most people would do. But once you start to do it, you start to realize how powerful this strategy is. Like I said, it just makes us money after money after money. And it's a really good strategy. So I'm starting a very premium, very specific group that I'm going to call the Forex Scanner Group. And this is dedicated towards a couple of things. Number one, a specific strategy. Number two, trading in just a couple of minutes every day. This is a great setup because, you know, one thing that I hear a lot is, oh my gosh, there's so much to trade, I don't even know where to go. And then the other thing that I hear a lot is, I feel like there's some setup, but I don't know where it is and I can't find it and I feel like I'm missing out. What this Forex scanner will teach you and what the scanner group will do for you is say, we're going to focus on this specific strategy, the 200 EMA strategy, the one that I just explained to you. And we're going to look at it for short-term trades on 5-minute charts and even 1-minute charts. We're going to look at it for that medium, 30 to 100 pip trade on the 15-minute chart, for that 50 to 100 pip trade on the 30-minute chart, for that 100 to 300 pip trade on the 1-hour chart. So sometimes we have some software, we have some stuff that's going to help with this, and it will give you, in a very quick glance, you'll be able to see, is there a setup right now or not? And you can do it all in 10 or 15 minutes. Is there a setup? Yes, no? No setup? Great. I'm going to go to the beach. I'm going to go to work. I'm going to go stress-free and not worry about these charts because there's no setup. There's nothing to trade. Yes, the market's always moving. Yes, it's always doing something. But we're going to focus on a setup that is so high probability that makes you money every single time. But you don't have to worry about what the market's doing if there isn't a setup. So the software that we currently use looks a little bit like this. This is the scanner software. And it might look a little complicated, but all it is just all the currency pairs, telling us some bar counts, telling us whether there's a setup, how far away the market is from the 200 exponential moving average, and whether we should look at a trade or not. I can look at this right here and get a very clear picture on if there's a trade setup in 25 currency pairs or not. I'm already done. I'm already done. And I can look at some different charts, different time frames, and get that look. But you can see that we're starting when there's a setup, there's green numbers. And they give us a lot of information very quickly. So you can see if there's a setup probably in 1 to 2 minutes. Now, if there is a setup, then that's the next approach we take, which is look at the setup, get a little bit closer, find out what's going on. The 15-minute indicator looks a little bit like this. This gives us a little bit more information. It tells us bar counts. It tells us probabilities compared to old setups. It tells us current pip count. How far has this run compared to other trades? It gives us a lot of really good information. So there's 2 indicators that are going to be included in joining the group. Now, I'm not giving away the scanner or the 15-minute trade course for free, but we're going to use those indicators in this group, and we're going to learn the strategy together, right? But this is really meant for people that already have the scanner 15-minute trade course. If you don't have it, then this will be an excellent opportunity, maybe the best opportunity to learn it. So the Forex scanner group is going to go like this. There's going to be daily charts posted with alerts. If there's not a setup that day, there's not going to be any daily charts posted or daily alerts because there's not a setup. And with this kind of a trade, it's very common to have several setups one week and then very few setups the next week. And sometimes we have a week that the 5-minute and 1-minute chart always gives us short-term setups. So there's always something there. But the bigger trades where we can make 30, 40, 50, 100 pips, those sometimes can happen less frequently. So we'll have a bunch in one week and not so many the next week. And so we're going to keep it very simple. We're going to have daily charts and alerts posted. There's going to be a weekly video update for you to watch that's going to talk about what the trades did this week, how we did on them, how we can better learn from them. There's going to be a monthly webinar that's going to discuss the strategy, have live Q&A, have everything that we need. This will be a great opportunity for you to ask all your questions, get all of your answers, get everything done. But like I said, I want to make sure that everybody gets a ton of information, but that you don't feel like there's so much that you're missing out on because there's so much offered. What I'm going to offer is specific trade alerts to this specific strategy. And there will be short-term trades and medium-term trades and long-term trades. There's going to be one video every week, and there's going to be one webinar every month. And there's going to be a chat that's open 24 hours a day that you can get into anytime and ask questions. And it's only going to be premium members of the Scanner Trade Group in that chat. Everybody that knows the strategy, and myself, I'll be in there constantly. You can ask questions. What about this trade? What about that trade? What's the weather like in California? Anything. But it's going to be a chat dedicated that you can interact in. You can type questions. You can see what people are talking about. And it's going to be specifically dedicated to the scanner and 15-minute trade setups. And I'm going to post these charts and these trade alerts every day. I'm going to post video updates every week, and we're going to have a live webinar every month. We're going to keep it very focused and very specific to this strategy, and it's going to be amazing. I'm so excited about it. It's going to be amazing because this is the best strategy I've ever seen. I try to replicate this and other things. I think I found a really high probability setup. I wonder if I could find it again. I've never found something that works like this strategy does. Like my soul loves this strategy. It's the best thing ever. People that hate strategies love this strategy. So I'm going to offer very specific guidance on a daily basis for all the trades that pertain to the scanner and 15-minute trade setup. Phil, what is the average winning percentage of trades? Well, Phil, as I told you, I've never lost money on a trade. So I guess the average winning percentage is 100%. But that's not for everybody. Some people have lost money on the trades, but it's a very high percentage winning trade. Very, very high percentage winning. The name of this strategy is these websites right here, the Forex Scanner and the 15-minute trade. So that's what those are. Yep, 15-minute trade and Forex Scanner is the strategy. So daily alerts can help you see the setups in real time and be able to follow them to profitability. A lot of people miss these trades, and it's complicated. The weekly videos are going to discuss the trades of the week, how to improve entries, exits, and new trades coming up. The monthly webinar will be a live Q&A, discuss techniques, and have access to further learning to make sure that everyone is progressing along the way. Thank you, Rob. Thank you. It's better coming from you, Rob, that takes these trades and follows these. Yep. We win 90+% of the trades we take. That's awesome, Rob. That's super great to hear. The live chat will be so that everybody can interact and work together, and that's going to be super fantastic. My premium trade group is $99 a month, and that's the closest thing you can get to this is my premium trade group. 99 bucks a month gets you access to all of my trading strategies and all my everything. But what I wanted to do is have something more specific and more affordable, right? And what value do we put on trading profitably, right? Is there a value to be put on that? So I thought to myself, how could I make this affordable and accessible, but get people dedicated to this cause and learning this strategy? So I thought to myself, I'm going to start up a group and I'm going to charge people $33.25 per month for access. Does anybody spend $33.25 a month and even think about it? I spend that a day at Starbucks probably. That is a 65% savings to what my premium trade group costs. That's 65% cheaper. That's access to everybody. Now, here's the deal. Because this strategy takes time to get into the system, and it's something you'll be able to use forever, the only thing that I'm offering with this strategy is yearly access. So $33.25 a month, billed annually. Because I want everybody to be able to be dedicated to this group. The last thing that I want to have happen is someone be in the group for a month and say, oh, it was a slow month in trading, so this isn't for me. Because 10 months out of 12 months, we're going to have amazing months. What if we have 2 bad months in a row? I want people to be dedicated to this cause. So the only option is billed annually, $33.25 a month, billed annually. There's no monthly payment options. And that's how I can afford to keep it cheap and still make it something that I can dedicate the right amount of time to make this an amazing experience for you guys. So I want you guys to think about, digest, let it all flow, join a group that's focused on a constantly profitable strategy that's very simple. The website is dtfx.co/15-minutes-daily. And this is where you can get access to all of what we're going to do. Remember, we're going to build this together, guys. I'm going to be doing webinars every month. There's going to be endless trading material that's going to be posted within the websites as we go. This is a brand new group. Not one single person is in it. I've sold 1,000 plus of these courses, and I'm going to allow 100 people to come and join the group. 10%, probably more like 7 or 8% of those that have purchased this course will be allowed to join this group. So at 100 people, I will absolutely shut it down for an indefinite amount of time so that I can make sure that everybody gets the attention that they need. So this is the website to go to. 15-minute trading. That's the goal. Here's the link right here. I'm going to post it in the chat. And like I said, it's only going to be available for the next 24 hours. Whoever signs up over the next 24 hours has a chance to get into the group. Even if we don't hit 100 people in the next 24 hours, I'm shutting it down for 1 month, 2 months, 3 months, 6 months. I want to make sure that everybody that gets in here and that trusts me to teach them a profitable technique has all the time and attention that they need to learn that technique. So everybody has 24 hours to sign up. Think about it. If it's something that sounds amazing to you, a specific strategy, very little time dedicated daily to this trading, and a profitability rate that I have still never seen in any other strategy that I've ever used, this is the way to go. Sassy, that's a good question. Do we get the scanner with the price? No, but you will get the indicator and you'll get a slow version of learning this strategy. The best thing to do to learn the strategy as quick as possible is to buy the course, and you'll get all of the learning material. Otherwise, you'll learn the strategy through the weekly videos and the monthly webinars and the daily postings. But to really learn it, the course will be best to get, because that gives you kind of a one-on-one specific version of the course. But otherwise, it will be available in the through the webinars and through all the daily and weekly access that you're going to have. So the average risk-reward ratio for trades taken, Phil, that's a good question. I don't know what the risk-to-reward ratio is, because the way that we manage these trades makes the risk pretty low and the reward pretty high. And since we haven't really lost on too many of these trades that we've taken in the group, I would say the risk-to-reward is pretty well balanced, right? Because we don't really lose money on this trade. I'm not saying this is the perfect strategy. I'm saying it's a really high probability strategy that has just worked for us basically every time. So that is, like I said, it's the best thing I've seen. It's the best thing I've seen. And that's why I've created the Forex scanner and the 15-minute trade course. And I finally have turned it into a group that will give you very specific, very current daily recommendations on trades to take. Phil, that's going to be, that's part of the trade management, and I'll only be able to, there's going to be a lot of examples that need to be explained there. And for the purpose of today, I don't know if we're going to have enough time to really go over that. But, on this strategy, we do lock in profit as quick as possible. And we, that's very common. We scale into our positions. We usually start small and we add 1 or 2 or 3 positions. And we lock in profit very quickly on these. These are very high probability setups. When you see them happen, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. If you follow that basic strategy, this will be recorded. You can review the recording a couple of times. If you follow that basic strategy, you will see the power of this setup and how well it works. Exactly. Yep. We're looking for extended pairs where there is potential for reversal. And this will tell us which extended pairs have the potential for reversal. Absolutely. Yes, the signal service will include absolutely everything. It'll include the trade management, the where to get in, where to get out, all of that stuff. Because this is a very specific trade, so it will include all of that stuff. Richard, I'll send out the alerts every morning. I'll send them out every morning. Trying to sign up, but can't find the link. Here's the link. There you go. There you go. So I'll send out the alerts every morning and every evening. Usually once or twice a day, I'll send those out. So absolutely. Phil, because the scanner is a specific trade course, and most of the people that are going to join this group have already purchased the scanner. And so it's not so fair for them that you guys, that other people get it for free and they had to pay for it. So yes, that's why. Where are you from, Phil? By the way, guys, it looks like my computer is about ready to die on me. So, well, you had me until it had a one lump sum. Is there any way to split that up into 2 payments? Greg, send me an email. We'll talk about it. Send me an email, support@daytradersfx.com. We'll talk about it. We will talk about it. The reason, guys, I'm doing a 1 lump sum is I only want dedicated people to join this, people that are in it for the long haul. So yes. So send me an email, guys. If I want to work with everybody. So if there's something that, we need to do, send me an email, but I don't want to break it up too many times. So send me an email. I'll discuss it. It'll be a case-by-case basis. Okay, guys. Thanks, everybody. Thanks so much. Nice to see you all. There's the link one more time. There's the website, dtfx.co/15-minute-daily. Thanks, everybody. Good luck. Nice to see you all. If you have any questions, send me an email at support@daytradersfx.com. I'll be happy to help. I'll be happy to do anything I can to make this work as best as it can for you guys. Thanks, guys. Take care. Nice being with you all. Get on with your evenings and your nights and your mornings. Thanks, everyone. Nice to see you. Awesome. Thanks, Matt. I'm excited to have you in there with us. That's awesome. That's awesome. Thanks, guys. I'm looking forward to all those that are going to join us in the group. I think it's going to be super, super awesome. Thanks, everybody. Take care, and we'll chat with you all soon. Bye-bye, guys.